Do you feel sometimes like you're just stuck? There's like a ceiling. You can't break through. You just can't get through that ceiling. What the hell is that ceiling? Well, today I'm going to go through the invisible ceiling and 3 powerful paradigm shifts you can use in your life to smash through that ceiling and achieve whatever you want. So I've used this with my clients and with myself, and it works incredibly well. It'll work for you. And so yeah, let's get into it. So the 3 paradigm shifts that will help you break through the invisible ceiling. What is an invisible ceiling? It's quite a vague idea, right? But it's basically, if you think about it, like you have a paradigm. Your paradigm is controlling your life. Your paradigm is your identity. It is the way you see the world. It is totally like a prison you're in, essentially, if you're not happy with your life. So you need to obviously figure out what that paradigm is, what your paradigm is, how it's controlling you. And there's many ways you can do that. There's many ways I teach students how to do that, clients. But primarily what you need to do is understand you have a current self and you have a future self. And the future self is the person you are growing into and the person you have to become to achieve your goals. So you need to essentially transition from the current self to the future self. So step 1, the first paradigm shift that will help you to just smash through that ceiling is letting go of your current identity, letting go of your current paradigm. And so this is a kind of strange concept, but you've got to understand that the person you are right now has to be let go. You have to transition. You have to change. And this is why behavior, habits, and things like that help, because it's like developing a new behavior system that's different from your current identity. But at the same time, you've got to see your whole identity as a person you are letting go. And you're not letting go of everything. You're just letting go of the negative things that are holding you back. So that might be behaviors that are not like in line with the future version of you that you want to become. That could be ways of thinking. That could be belief systems. That could be emotional patterns. So a lot of different things you have to let go. And you probably know what they are. You've probably thought about letting go of things for a long time, and that's what you need to do. So I'll give you a practical example, right? So I have behaviors that are not really in line with who I want to become. I, used to watch a lot of football and sport, right? And sport and football is entertaining. I watched a little bit of the World Cup. But I think in general, for me, it doesn't help me achieve my goals. It doesn't help me become the person I want to become. So that version of myself, who I see in the future, he's not watching football all the time. So I'm going to let it go. And, it feels a bit strange at first to say that is not part of who I am anymore. But that's what I'm going to do. So, and you'll notice you'll do that as well, and it'll help you a lot. And a lot of times these things are like things that we never thought we could stop. That's just who I am. I've always done that. But you can do it, and you must do it. It's like a cleanse that has to happen, a cleansing process. It's kind of like throwing fuel on a fire. It's like putting all this wood that has just been like building up on a fire, and that fire burns stronger. And the fire is like the goals you have, the building the life you want. So number 2, attention on new you. So shifting your focus from problems you have with the current you, your identity, to the new you is also the next paradigm shift that's really going to smash you through whatever ceiling you're having. Okay, so I was just talking to a client about this, and he was saying that, all these problems he had, all these problems in his situation. And, problems are real. Problems are a great source of fuel to push you to the next level. But I was telling him that if you just focus on your problems, that's all you're going to attract more of. You'll just be stuck in this loop. So you need to focus on who you are becoming and where you want to go. So that's going to help him to go in that direction, attract more of that, change how he feels, change what he thinks is possible in his life, and it'll help him transform. And this is true with anyone. If you are always focusing on where you currently are, who you currently are, you can never change it, because that just becomes like this solidified identity. So by putting attention on the new you, you're going to transition out of that. So how do you do this? Well, you do it with visualization, affirmations, and also just, primarily visualization and affirmations, and feeling what you want to feel, and seeing yourself having it, constantly reminding yourself of that. And also, importantly, reverse engineering your goals to get there. You know, you can't just visualize your way to the new you. So that is number 2. And then lastly, number 3, get uncomfortable. So this is a big paradigm shift, because, you know, it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. Not a little bit, quite a lot. You know, transitioning to a new identity is uncomfortable. You will have to do things you're not used to doing, and you'll have to stop doing things you're used to doing. So we are comfortable in our current identity, even though we maybe are not comfortable. You know, we're like comfortable with the discomfort of being who we are if we want to change. So what we need to do is just accept discomfort. Accept that, like, growing into a new you is going to feel weird and uncomfortable. And sooner or later, though, it will become comfortable. And then you know that you need to do it again. It's a constant process of change and growth and iteration into new iterations of yourself. Like kind of software update, right? Your phone or your computer, it constantly gets software updates. You know, it gets one major one every year or so, and then it gets like these little ones throughout the year. So what you're doing is constantly doing these little identity updates, you know, like adjusting this or that. And when you first do this work, you get a major software update. You totally redesign things. And then you keep doing these little iterations, right? So this is really cool. Once you just accept that feeling uncomfortable is a pretty good sign that you're doing the right thing, then things get a lot easier. So that is 3 ways that you can smash through your invisible ceiling with 3 powerful paradigm shifts. So that is everything, guys. I hope you found this valuable. If you did, smash the like button and consider giving me a subscribe. And if you want more of these videos, subscribe and watch for more. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. See you next time. Bye.